Hey everyone, welcome back with another session of social studies. So today we will discuss about civics. Now, the first topic that we have, that is diversity. Now, before starting this, just have you ever imagined how our society would look if everybody looked the same, wore the same type of clothes, spoke the same language, and celebrated the same festival? Would it not become very boring if we see the same things every day continuously? So things would have been a bit monotonous, isn't it? Same thing, same people every time. So diversity, when we talk about this diversity, so our diversity, the state of being different from one another, is called diversity. Now, our society consists of different people, cultures, religions, and languages, isn't it? So, we are all different in terms of appearance, opinions, and beliefs. So, we practice different religions, celebrate different festivals, and speak different languages. So, all these things, what comprises this diversity? So the state of being different from one another is called diversity. Now diversity, it is defined as differences between people that can include dimensions of race, gender, socio-economic status, age, physical abilities, religious beliefs, political beliefs, and many more. Alright, so all these differences among the people from one another, this in terms is called diversity. Understood? Now, when we talk about this diversity, so another thing that comes, that is inequality. Now, however, we must not confuse diversity with inequality. Alright, while diversity refers to the state of being different, inequality on the other hand, it is the state of being unequal. Understood? Now, diversity is about taking account of the differences between people and groups of people and placing a positive value on those differences. Understood? Now, on the other hand, if we see inequality, it emerges out of a lack of resources and opportunities that are available to other people in the society. Alright, so this is the difference between diversity and inequality. Now, when we talk about this inequality, alright, for instance, if we see in India, inequality emerged out of the caste system. Understood? Inequality emerged out of the caste system previously. Now, the caste system divided the society into different groups: Brahmins, Vaishyas, Sudras, and all these. Okay, so it also dictated the professions that the members of these groups could practice without being subject to any change. That means professions, the works were also divided, such as Brahmins can do the upper class, the Brahmins can do all these kinds of activities, whereas the lower class, the Sudras, the Kshatriyas, and the untouchables, they can do the different other works. So these were also divided. Alright. Now, the irreversible nature of the system ensured that people who belonged to the higher caste enjoyed many privileges. Yes, these things were also there previously. Okay, so only the higher caste people can enjoy certain kind of privileges, whereas the lower caste people, they cannot enjoy that. Okay, so these things were there. Now, while people belonging to the so-called lower caste were denied all rights. Alright. So on one side, the higher caste enjoyed some privileges, where the lower caste, they were denied of all their rights. Alright, so these things happened earlier, not now. Okay, but in the contemporary times, if we see, that is in our time, that inequality emerges out of economic differences between the rich and the poor. So now maybe the things have got better. From the earlier times, it's not about the caste system, but if we see in our times, it's between the rich and the poor. Still these things are there. Alright, now when we talk about the diversity, so there are certain factors that influences this diversity. Alright, there are certain factors that influences different kinds of diverse culture and customs around the whole world. Now, what are the factors? Let's see. First we have, that is history, geography, occupational differences, language, religion, physical characteristics of the people. So these are the different factors, okay, so which causes different diversity. Okay, so today we will discuss few of them. First, if we see, first we have, that is history. Now, people around the world travel from one country to another in search of new lands, jobs, or trade partners. Okay, so some of them also settled in these countries. So, in that sense, they introduced new customs, new culture to the existing inhabitants of that particular country. So when all these new customs and the prevailing culture of the natives amalgamated, that is mixed up, these diverse social practices were introduced in the society. Alright, now for example, if we see, when the Muslim rulers, they came and settled in India, they brought with them the Persian language. Alright, so when this Persian merged with the local language, it gave rise to a new language called Urdu. Okay, so this way different people came and they mixed up with our culture, and diverse social practices came up. I just gave an example of the Muslims, some Christians also came, Jains and all, so many are there. So all got amalgamated and they came up with their different diverse social practices, and we all together enjoy them. We follow that, isn't it? So next that we have another factor, that is geography. This is the basic thing, we all understand it. The earth consists of different landforms, isn't it? So it has mountains, deserts, fertile plains, plateaus, coastal areas, and different islands. So these geographical diversity influences the climate of a region, thereby leading to differences in food habits, dress, customs, and culture of people around the world. Now, if we see, for example, people in the coastal regions of India, they prefer seafood, while people living in the deserts, they usually eat breads made of millet flour. Alright, similarly in the South India, people wear light and cotton clothes throughout the year, while the people in North India, they wear clothes according to the seasons. Summertime cotton clothes, winter time woolen clothes. Okay, so these are the difference. So according to the landforms also, suppose the people who are living in the mountain areas, they eat different foods, their dressings are different, their language are different, their things, culture, everything is different. Now if we move on to the desert areas, in the coastal areas, same way, in the desert areas their dresses are different, foods are different. Okay, their languages are different. Same if we move on to the coastal areas. So this way different diverse culture, different diverse social groups came up, and these geographical features also affected, also influenced different diversity. Alright, now another topic that we have, another factor, that is occupational differences. Now all of us follow a variety of occupations, isn't it? Now, our occupation may also depend on the geographical features of the place where we live in. So, for example, if we see people who live in the coastal regions, they practice fishing as their main occupation, while people who stay in fertile plains, they are majorly involved in agriculture. So, in this way, these also created different, these different occupations also created different diversity. Okay, so these are few factors that we have discussed. So that's all we have in this session. Okay, in the next session we will discuss some other factors that influence the different diversity. Okay, till then, bye bye.